So what comes to mind when you see the word business finance? Chapter 28.
Accounting.
Accounting, yes, good. So Unit 5 here in the textbook looks at finance and accounting. Right now we're focusing more on the finance. Later on, chapter 29, I think it is. Let's just double check. 29 is the costs and 30 is the accounting. So the accounting comes up in 30. So chapter 30 is actually revision of accounting. You'll see debits and credits here. You're going to see the same rules. All of that comes up again. Okay, so a little bit of repeat coming up. But to start off, let's define what business finance is. So what do you think this involves?
The money of the business.
Just the money, or
the accounting.
the management of it. Yeah. So it's more the management and control of the finances. Okay, so businesses need capital. But more important than just having capital is knowing how to manage it. Right, so there's no point having lots and lots of resources if you don't know how to manage your money, if you don't know how to manage your finances. Right, and that's what the business is going to have to do. Right, so in the introduction, they say,
Can I see what you're
yeah, I just wrote a heading, management and control of the finances, what we just said. Okay, so business activity cannot take place without finance. We know that. Let's put a note for that. NB, financial resources are important. The second point they mentioned here is financial decisions are some of the most important that financial managers need to take, because it will lead to business failure if there's a shortage of liquid funds for the reasons of operating. The range and choice of finance are extensive as well. Okay, so another point, NB. Businesses fail because they don't manage their finance. I think you probably remember me saying this, is that a business doesn't have to make a profit, okay, to continue operating. Businesses that are unprofitable can still continue. The most important thing is, are they managing the inflow and outflow of money? Right? If more is coming in and less going out, and less is going out, the business will be sustainable. Okay, they talked about liquidity here. Do you remember what that means?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
It's
almost. Yeah, it's liquidity means having cash on hand. Okay, so assets that are liquid are assets that are easily converted back into cash. Another note here that they mentioned is choosing the sources of finance. So when we look at managing finance, we need to select and choose the form of finance. Okay. Then they say why business activity requires finance. There are some points here. Let's see, there's 6. Will I fit 6 here? I think so. Yeah, let's try. Let's try fit them here on this page. Let's move that up. Okay, so that's the definition. Those are some considerations. This is why businesses require finance. So let's write down reasons. Reasons why businesses need finance. Number 1. A cash injection of capital will help the business purchase essential equipment premises, etc. So starting up, brackets, buying essential assets for production. Okay, or for operations. Let's use the word operations, is actually better. But they might not be producing something for operating. Right, so that's the first reason they said setting up. If I'm setting up, I need finance. Okay, there needs to be a certain amount of finance for the business to start. And it doesn't have to be, when I say starting up, I don't mean like a new business. It could be starting a new product. It could be starting a new design. It could be starting a new department.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just not starting up a business. It's more than that. Okay. Number 2, to summarize here, working capital. Working capital. What does that mean in brackets? Businesses need cash for day-to-day expenses. That's working capital. Working capital refers to the ongoing running of the business. Okay, so actually paying for the rent, paying for the water and lights, paying for the stationery, etc. Anything that is used day to day. That's the second motivation. Number 3, on the next page, when businesses expand, further finance will be needed to increase the capital assets. So expansion is another method or motivation. Reasons why a business will need finance: expansion, to grow the assets of the business. That's number 3. Okay, so if we want to expand, we need more finance in order to do that. So take out a loan, go seek investors, etc., etc. Okay. And then number 4 is, where did I get up to? Okay, I got up to expansion. I wrote 3. Okay, 4 said expansion can be achieved by taking over other businesses. Finance is needed to buy out the owners of other firms. So another motivation, okay, purchasing other businesses. They call that mergers and acquisitions. That's the correct accounting term for it. Acquisitions. Okay, so reasons why businesses need finance is to purchase other businesses, and that's to merge or to acquire a different company. Right, that's number 4. Okay, got that. Okay, next. Number 5, special situations will often lead to the need for greater finance. For example, a decline in sales, possibly as a result of economic recession, could lead to cash needs to keep the business stable, or a large customer could fail to pay goods and finance is needed to pay for the essential expenses. Okay, so special situations, e.g. emergencies. Okay, what type of emergency are we talking about? What they said here. What happens if a customer doesn't pay you? Then you are still going to need capital on hand or funds on hand to operate. Okay, because you can't say, well, sorry supplier, I can't pay you because my customer can't pay me. Right? You can't say that. But because remember, you still need to maintain your relationship with the supplier because they're separate from the customer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the last one here, number 6. Apart from purchasing fixed assets, finances often need to pay for research and development in order to invest in new marketing strategies and to open up markets abroad. Right, so research and development. We need capital in order to grow research and development. There's the next point. So that's looking at business finance. Those are the 6 reasons why a business would need finance. The last one is to research and develop, coming up with new products, coming up with new markets, coming up with new advertising campaigns, all sorts of things relating to the research, okay, market research, etc. Okay.
Can we stop there too?
Oh, you want to stop there?
Yeah.